Yeah,
Okay. So do you want to give it just a couple more minutes and see if anybody else comes on?
that's fine with me. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep, here we
I don't
go.
want to hold I don't want to hold up people that are here, but I want to give people time to come on too.
No, I agree.
So I'll give them just another couple minutes.
All right. So we are recording, everybody. So if you want to keep your camera on or off, totally up to you. But there are some people that aren't going to be able to make it, so we want to make sure they get the information as well. All right. And then I did email out the handouts to everybody, and as always, it's got your contact information on there. So if anybody can't join, I just tell them to just reach out to you.
Oh, that's fine. And I actually gave your information out to one of the teachers that called, and I said, "Well, did you know that I do these presentations for the school?" She's like, "No way." So I had given her your information and told her just to call you because we had this one coming up and she
Mm-hmm.
could just log on. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are
all
great. And
right.
we do another one once every quarter also that's for like student loans. So if anybody's on here and they want to learn more about like getting rid of that student loan debt or consolidating those loans, we have one. Um, when's the Horseman one coming up? I think the Horseman one might have already passed, but we have another one coming up in September. Um, so that's another great way to try and save some money and get those loans consolidated. I know I have a.
Well, I saw they forgave a whole bunch of them. They forgave like 1.9 billion in student loans.
And so and then if you're like a teacher, we have programs that they'll wipe away some of it after like 5 or 10 years. So there's a
Oh,
whole
that
bunch.
helps. That
Mm-hmm.
helps.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it looks like we're pretty stable as far as how many people we're going to have, don't you think?
Yeah, they're coming in one by one. So whenever you're ready, we can go ahead and get started.
All
I'll
right,
keep
let's go
letting you
ahead and get started. All right, everybody. Hi, my name is Carmen Lemberg. I am with the Housing Finance Authority of Pinellas County. I am not the county proper. We are a special district of the county, and we have our own program that is separate from them. Next slide, please. So our program is for first-time home buyers. And a first-time home buyer is somebody who has never owned a home, hasn't owned a home in 3 years, or veterans. Veterans are always exempt from the first-time home buyer program. Next slide. And hit return once. There we go. So the steps for you to follow as you go through this program, the handout that you have that talks about the flyer for the program, and it has the credit and the income requirements on it. Look at that. Make sure that you meet those requirements. And then you go over and you take the homebuyer education class. Now, I gave you two handouts on the homebuyer education class. One where you can go and you sign up with one of the local HUD-approved housing counseling agencies and just go right onto their website, sign up. It's Zoom just like this, done over 2 nights, 4 hours each night. Costs about $5, and then you get your certificate. The other one that I gave you is a virtual class that we are doing September over 2 weekends in September, September 18th and September 25th. In addition to the class on those 2 days, we are going to have what's called a virtual exhibit hall. And there'll be all sorts of little virtual places for you to visit and even set up appointments with people like myself, with lenders, with realtors, with insurance agencies, home inspectors, pretty much anybody that you would be needing during a transaction when you're buying your first home. So if you have time to wait, you can wait for that class. You can sign up for one of the more immediate ones, whatever works for you. Once that you get your certificate, then you're going to call that list of lenders. That list I gave you, I just updated yesterday. I update it all the time. And you call one of those lenders and tell them you've got your certificate and you're ready to get pre-approved. I normally say pre-qualified, but now I'm going to say pre-approved. the difference between pre-approval and pre-qualified is qualifications, they kind of just generally take your information, look at it, run your credit, make sure there's nothing glaringly horrible on there, and say, yes, based on the information you gave me, this is what you could qualify for. A pre-approval means you have been, or your initial run through underwriting, and the only thing that you are waiting to close on is the property, the sales contract, all of your inspections, and your insurance. Right now in this market, getting a pre-approval letter is critical. Real estate is moving fast, and you want to make sure that if you find your house, that you have every opportunity to get your house without any holdups at all. So that way, when you go to your realtor, you specify to them, this is a pre-approval. All I need is the house. And you also tell them to please, if they have questions, to call your lender. The lenders will be more than happy to talk to your realtor and the seller's realtors. Sellers' realtors right now are getting a little more involved than normal because houses are moving so fast. You will go and look at a house, and if it's a decent house, offers are coming in right away. And you want to make sure that you do everything to be the chosen offer. Next slide. All right, so part of the reason I go through the lenders that we have on our list is because they are trained on these affordable programs, on bond programs, down payment assistance programs, and they understand how they work. They can put them together. They actually handle a dual approval process. They're not only approving you for the mortgage loan, they are approving you for programs like ours. Most all of the lenders on our list are approved for just about all the programs that are out there. So they have the ability to guide you to the correct program in various counties. And also multiple programs. There are programs out there that will layer against mine. So you might have my first, you might have my down payment assistance, and then you might be able to get down payment assistance from, for instance, in Pinellas, the cities of Clearwater, Largo, or St. Petersburg. They have programs that are more than willing to layer in with mine. Up in Pasco, the Pasco County program will layer in behind ours. And there are some other ones, the Keystone Challenge Fund, they will, I think they're actually in Polk, and they'll layer up with ours too. So that's what our lenders are going to help you do, is not only get you approved for program, but then once you find your house, because programs are location specific, they can tell you what programs are available for that particular property at your income. Next slide. So we do the first mortgage and we do the down payment assistance, and we do set the rate for our loans. Right now on the government loans, which is your FHA, VA, rural development, we're at 3.25 on a 30-year fixed. And for the HFA Freddie Mac Advantage, this is a very special conventional loan, we are at 4.125%. And I will tell you right now, if you are in a position to go with the conventional loan, the state's product actually beats mine. They have an incredible rate on this product right now. And again, your lender will tell you about that program and help you pick whether you're going to go with a government loan or you're going to go with a different loan. And I just want to make sure that you know you have options, and always ask your lender questions about other programs. Mine isn't the only one. I think I'm the best, but we all know that's just not true. No adjustable rate mortgages are allowed. We just think that that sets the borrower up for a possible failure. Our second mortgage right now in Pinellas County, we did just increase it in Pinellas County to $10,000. Pasco and Polk, we are at $7,500. Next slide, please. So our down payment assistance is a loan. It's not a grant. It's always paid back. It is never forgiven. This is how we keep generating money to continue helping first-time home buyers. It is at 0% interest, and all payments are deferred until you either pay off the first, whether you stay there 30 years, day you pay it off, you pay us back. If you win the lottery and you pay that house off, then you're going to pay us back. If you sell the home, refinance the home, you're going to pay us back. If you cease to occupy the home as a primary residence, you're going to have to pay back the first and the second because none of our money can be used in non-owner occupied homes. So if you find another house and you want to keep this one as a rental, you would just need to refinance it, pay us off, and then you can go ahead and rent your home. Next slide. Okay. Oh, look at that. There's everything I just told you. Next slide. All right. So as you start through this process, the steps, the basic steps are really very simple. Take the class, get your pre-approval, find your realtor, get the house, close your loan, live happily ever after. But we all know it is not that simple. Once you start this process, you need to be very, very careful that you don't mess yourself up accidentally. The lender's going to pull your credit. They're going to look at your credit. And you have to make sure that you do not do anything that's going to have a negative impact on your credit because they are going to re-pull your credit on the day of closing to make sure you haven't gone out and gone crazy and opened up a whole bunch of new accounts and did you quit paying your bills, anything like that. So always pay your bills on time. And if you have the ability to, keep saving money. Moving is very, very expensive. And the last thing you want to do is wipe out your savings account to buy a house and then have no money left to move, to set up your utilities, and to buy new things for your new home. Do not miss any payments. Do not apply for any new credit. And I mean, don't go down to the furniture place and apply for credit to get all new furniture for your house. Wait until you close on the house to do that. And don't quit or change a job. If something happens where you do have a job change, it's very important that you keep in touch with your lender at all times and let them know what's going on. Sometimes a new job might come up for the spouse. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity, the job they've been waiting for. You got to take it. Let the lender know so they can just requalify you and get all of your pre-approvals put back in place and get all of your disclosures out to you. That's one thing you'll need to prepare yourself for. There's a ton of paperwork during this process. Not only do you have to give a lot of paperwork to the lender, they give you a lot back. I want to encourage you to take time to read all of that paper. It's very important that you understand what you're getting yourself into. You understand the terms, the interest rates, everything. Because once you sign on the dotted line, we're done. There's nothing that can undo that signature on the dotted line. So always make sure that you understand and that if you have questions, ask. You ask the lender. If you're sitting at the closing table looking at those documents, it doesn't look right, you stop and you just ask questions. Ask questions. You are the only reason this whole transaction is happening, and you are the only person that matters in this transaction. The lender does not matter. The realtor does not matter. This is you. It's your biggest purchase of your entire life, and you need to make sure it's right for you. Next slide, please. So that was the fast version of everything. You have all of my contact information. And now if anybody has questions, let's talk. I mean, anything that comes to mind. I know as first-time homebuyers, you've got a lot of questions. There's no such thing as a stupid question because you don't know. And the more questions you ask, the more people that are out there going, oh, I didn't think of that. So what about this? So please, if you have any questions, let me know. I know you want to say something. All right. So one thing, I don't know if you heard us talking before I started, there's programs like this in all the counties. I cover Pinellas, Pasco, and Polk. There is a program that's just like this in Hillsborough, in Manatee. The state program obviously covers the entire state. So there, no matter where you want to live, there's a program for you. And it's difficult sometimes to find them, and that's where you need to rely on lenders. And I don't have a problem if you want to call me, like if you're looking in Hillsborough or Manatee, I will be more than happy to try to help you find a lender and a program down in those areas. It's whatever it takes to get people into their home right now. So please take that to heart. And if you have questions, maybe you don't want to ask them here, I'm not in the office tomorrow, but I will be back in the office on Monday. I usually am there from 7:30 to 4:30. Just give me a call. You can email me whatever you need, and I'll be more than happy to help you. Shawnee, can you think of anything I didn't say really quick?
No, not that I can think of. You guys have all of Carmen's contact information. Would you like me to go to the website and kind of share my screen
Yes,
from
that would be
here?
awesome
Okay.
because when I tell people it's sort of hard, go to the screen, go to the right side, look at this, and this.
Right, right. All right.
All right,
And
so
let me just,
here's our website, and it is on the Pinellas County website. But again, like I said, I am not the county program. They have their own. So if you look at those pictures in the right-hand side margin there, the top one with the little white picket fence that says first-time home buyers, what to know, that is the flyer that I just handed out to you. The next one down is about the home buyer education. Now, the third one down, the list that you have is more current than the list I currently have on the website. I'm actually waiting for an approval on one lender to come through that I really want to get on there before I update the website again. So you guys have the most current list in your hot little hands. I do update this all of the time. So if you don't see a lender on there that you've already been talking to, either call me or visit the web page to see what is out there. One thing I did not mention to you, and so long as we're on the website, if your income is just a little higher than the limits I have posted, you can go down and you can look at the target area program. And when you click on that, it brings up the census tracts in each of these counties that you can have higher incomes. You don't have to be a first-time home buyer, and the purchase price is a little higher. Down here at the bottom, if you will click on that link for the FFEIC during the bottom paragraph, what you do in here is in this top line where it says address, you just put in any old address. You can put in the address of the school if you want, Shawnee, and that'll at least show them the things I want to show them. And this zooms us right into the address. Now you see these little blue numbers there behind the red dot is the address, and those little blue numbers, that is your census tract. And so that way you can tell if the house you're looking at is in one of those census tracts. This is sometimes easier than trying to go to the property appraiser's website, but you can also go to the property appraiser's website in your county and do the same thing. This covers all of the counties, actually covers the whole country, but this way you can go right down into the nitty gritty and you can see everything in that census tract that you can look at if you need a higher income limit. I'll also tell you, touting everybody's program, the state right now has a program where you can have some higher income limits too. And again, just talk to the lender about it. The lenders are aware that the state has this program where they have higher than mine. We have some of the highest income limits that are out there, but they're doing a very special program right now called a TBA program. And it stands for just exactly what you think it does, to be announced. That's what we use for these programs because we've never came up for a name for them when we do these special ones. But that does allow us to go outside of our normal constraints. Our income limits are set by the IRS and the U.S. Treasury Department when we are doing bonds. And that's how we finance all of our money to help first-time home buyers by bonds. And so when I am using bonds, I have to keep within their limits. If we do a TBA program, we don't have to do the bond limits. So the state does have a bond program. They also have a TBA program. So like I say, there are tons of options out there. My income is high, but maybe you've got a spouse making some really good money, puts you just over the limits. Don't despair. Let's get you in contact with a lender. Let's have you talk to them about other programs and other limits. You can also go on to the state website, which is floridahousing.org. And they have a little wizard there, and you can just go right into it. put in the county, the number of people in your household, and it'll pop up and tell you about their programs. Won't give you interest rates. You have to actually talk to a lender to get those, but at least you can see the parameters. So lots of information that I just bombed you with in 20 minutes. But now when you look at my website, at least hopefully it'll make a little bit more stuff. I see that Alyssa has a question.
Yes, thank you. I was just wondering, is the Hope Expo, if you go to that, does that count for the first-time homebuyers class, or are those two separate things?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. It's a special homebuyer education class that has all of the virtual exhibit halls attached to it.
Okay, thanks so much.
You bet. Anybody else? I would love to answer any questions. Or is everybody ready for dinner? Everybody's ready for dinner. Please give me a call. I'm more than happy to help you. And yes, I talk just as fast on the phone. So sorry about that. I try to slow down, but it doesn't work. I love what I do. I love helping people. So I hope you all have a great evening, and I hope we can all help you find houses. Good luck.
All right.
Thank you, Shanae.
Of course, of course. Just one more check. No questions out there. Oh, someone's typing in the chat. I'm gonna actually get to go home on time. I thought I was gonna have to stay till after 5:30. Thank you. All right,
And
thank you guys so much. Any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. And y'all have a good night.
Bye-bye now.
All right, bye, Carmen. So Carmen's still on if you wanted to. Looks like Carmen's still on the line. What was your question? And yes, I have the recording. Oh, as a matter of fact, let me go ahead and stop it, actually. Let me stop recording.